That's okay.
Their brains actually lit up in certain areas of their brain.
Hopefully,
just during the time they were being prayed for.
Hopefully you all saw that, because that sunrise was beautiful. That's why I captured it when I did. So
I was in the middle of a
she
story.
was in the middle of a story. I just want to make sure that we all connected.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
that was because it just
I
did.
know your plan, or it is.
No, but it was beautiful that coming in. I was like, oh, I just have to. That was really pretty. So we're on our way. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully everybody is doing well. I'm not awake yet. You all know me. I haven't had a sip of my coffee yet, which will happen very soon. It's too early for all this. Oh, goodness. So you all know the routine. You can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. Hi, Charlie. Welcome on in. Yes, it's a beautiful sunrise. However, I think I'd like to be in my bed. Actually, I know I'd like to be in my bed. But it is what it is, you know. I like I said, I can say honestly, my mom and I were talking about it last night, and it's not that I'm not enjoying this. I know that, you know, when you love somebody, you know, like I love my daughter. I know the desire of her heart, and I want to see that happen, and I want to see that accomplished. And I'm treasuring this time 110%. I'm thankful. There is, you know, we go up here with right now it's about $25 back and forth with gas and mileage on the car, and I'm so thankful that we can do it and we can help. And we can be there right now in a time where they need us to kind of come beside them and help a little bit. That's what family does, right? I'm hoping this is just for a very brief season. You know, when I had my daughter, I was able to have the grace of my parents. Of course, I was a single mother, but they allowed me to stay home with my daughter for the first year. And that was such a precious time. I saw all of those milestones. I was there. I got to be with her. I had that connection with her. And, you know, I'm hoping this is brief for her. And I'm just glad that we can come beside. We're hoping to get out a few minutes a little bit earlier than like 7 o'clock. But my sciatica is not working out this morning. Those that have sciatic nerve pain, I'll tell you, it's not fun. And I kind of had some difficulty times working itself out this morning. But, you know, it is what it is. But I gotta have a sip of my coffee. I gotta get going. I did bring a protein drink.
I had 2 eggs this morning instead of 1.
I needed a protein drink. I usually save my protein drinks for church because I'll sit in church and I don't have these very often. Premier Protein, I like my salted caramel. That's the one. But this morning I needed it, and the only thing is if I drink that one, then I've got to go buy more because I won't have any for church on Sunday, and I do take them on Sunday to church because I need that I need that boost in the morning. So, and it's easier when I go when we sit in Sunday school, just able to make sure that I just sit there and drink it and get my breakfast. I've never been really too much of a person that really likes to have a lot for breakfast. I don't know. I've just never been that person. I'm happy with cereal. I'm happy with, you know, it's like I like brunch for like stuff. I've just not ever been that person that really likes a huge breakfast. I've always liked it. And it takes me a while to want to have anything in order to be able to actually feel like I want something. You know, it's like I'm not the girl that gets up and immediately has breakfast. I want to have my coffee for a little bit before I put anything in my stomach. I'm just like, it takes me a while to get moving. And Charlie, I did take a a screenshot of your channel on my mom's phone so that I can make sure that I go connect with your channel. Guys, if you are coming in here, I know, I have anxiety on the highway, and the fact that I'm on the highway is a pretty big feat. Yes. So anyway, just so that you know, I did take it. But if people are coming in here and they're new to our community, please go into the community tab in any one of the videos. I know I need to respond to comments. So maybe be able to do that while I'm rocking somebody today. But you know, just go into the comments. Yeah, I like breakfast. I'm just not one to like fix myself eggs and sausage, and I love it all. And it's kind of like, unless I go out to eat in a restaurant for breakfast, that's when I'm like, I want my breakfast meal. But other than that, I'm just not like, I like my yogurt. I'm happy with just yogurt in the morning, or a protein drink, or a bar, or something like that. You know,
breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, a breakfast for dinner, or like we make egg pie, which egg pie is on the channel too as well. But if you're new to our community, hi Sandy, welcome on in. If you're new to our community, go back to any one of the videos and you know, put your thing. Let us know that you're new to the community. We would like to welcome you on in. And that way, when we're going through things and we're going to check out channels that maybe we're not connected with, we can connect with them or give you a channel shout out. I don't know how many channels I am connected with. There's going to be a time, I feel, that I'm probably going to have to kind of go through the list of channels and you know, subscribe where I need to subscribe to, because there is, from what I can understand, hold on, another sip of coffee. YouTube does only allow you to subscribe to 2,000 channels, which I think is ridiculous, but so there will be a time when I maybe have to make the choices of, you know, which channels am I connected with that are maybe sitting at like 3, 5, 6, 7,000, and the ones that are kind of the lower ones are like 4, 5, 6, 7, 800. The ones that really need those numbers to meet the milestones have it. So we're not there yet. I haven't gotten a notice I can't subscribe to anybody, but I may have to eventually do that. But I think we should be able to subscribe to as many channels as we want to on the YouTube. But from what I can understand from Poetic Tears, there is a limit. I just hope I don't reach it for a long time. But you know, if you're coming on in and you're new, just go over to a video or a short. Don't make, you know, and just comment. And I go through the comments. I look for channels that are participating. I will do those to give a channel shout out before I go into, you know, other channels. Like I would look at Charlie's channel. I saw that you were a little under 1,000. So you'd probably get a shout out, only because I think that, you know, by doing that, you may pick up a couple other people and community members, and that way, and you've been supportive of us, which we greatly appreciate it, and this way maybe that'll help you reach that 1,000. And then you know, hi Fact, welcome on in. So if you're coming on in and you know, just take a moment and let us know. Oh, Sandy, thank you for the flower. I appreciate it. You know, guys, those help right now. Honestly, like I said, it costs about $25 in gas to go up and back. We're doing this because we love our daughter, or my daughter, and her granddaughter, and we're here to help during this time when we're needed. And And we're thankful we can do it. I'm thankful we have the blessings to do it. And I keep saying, you're welcome. I just keep saying the whole entire time as we're kind of going through this season. And I've said, okay, God, you're going to fill this gas tank every time we need to go up here. And at the end of it, I want God getting the glory for it. You're gonna fill the tank. You're gonna deal with all the situation when it comes to that. Oh, well, thank you, Charlie, for sending that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And again, all the revenue goes to Mama. But I just sit there and say, God, you're gonna do what needs to get done. And so far, that has happened. God has just provided, and I am so grateful and so thankful. And He gets all the praise, of course. You all can believe what you can believe. I don't try to force my beliefs on anybody. And I do believe to some degree that that's kind of what has happened a little bit in the Christian community. Is that it's not about hitting people over the head with the Bible. You steer people away from that. You steer people away from looking at who Jesus is and everything when you do that. It's about doing what Jesus asked us to do, which is to love each other. And I am grateful that I have friends. Again, they don't have to believe what I believe, but we're in this together, y'all. And it's a community of people that can come together. And I am tremendously grateful for everybody that comes through Blessed to Crochet. You all are truly the blessing mine. Blessed to Crochet. Appreciate it tremendously. Hi, Glorious. You're watching from work? Well, I'm not working, but I'm going up to kind of...
You'll be working.
I will be working. I won't be working, but I'll be working.
You're working for smiles.
Yes.
Baby smiles.
Yes. Oh my goodness, guys. Going to the terminal and we'll lurk for a bit. I wonder where are you off to? Yes, love is the greatest gift. Where are you off to next, Sandy? I'm following your journey, my friend. Yep, I'm just, I don't know. It's just like we talked about it last night. It's we know what the desire of her heart is, and we're hoping that'll happen quickly, where she can be home. And I think it'll happen. I know it will at one point. What my mom and I sat there and talked about last night was, what are we going to do when it's like the roads are not able to be on? There are times in Ohio where the snow is really bad, and you cannot, if we've had a snowstorm like we did last time. Well, of course, if we had a snowstorm like we did last time, they closed all that.
Yeah.
But sometimes
you can get to our car.
No.
You can get to
no.
You get to our house.
And the thing is that we have Mocha, of course, and if we go up there, we're leaving at like 7 o'clock in the morning. So if we leave at 7 o'clock in the morning and we're not home till 5 o'clock at night, if we're lucky, 5:30, that leaves Mocha there for almost 10 and a half hours by herself. Now, she's in her crate.
She likes her crate.
Yes. And not that she hasn't been left for 10 hours at a stretch.
Very rarely.
Very, very rarely. But that leaves her for a very long period of time by herself. And she is not a dog that I would ever entrust to be home by herself outside of her crate. Not in the least. She finds every little scrap on the floor you could just imagine. And she would be, part of it is because she deals with separation anxiety. Part of it is because she deals with she's,
I don't think she'd know what to do.
no, she deals
I
with,
leave my bedroom to go in the kitchen, and she follows me. She's all curled up on the bed asleep, and I leave, and the next thing I know, she's in the kitchen.
so she deals with
She doesn't even like to be in the bedroom alone, and the kitchen is right there. I mean,
yeah, she
my
deals
bedroom's off the kitchen.
she deals with separation anxiety, and so it would not be a good fit for her to ever be home. And she tends to pick up stuff off the floor, and so because of those reasons, it would just not be it would not be good for her to be at home and out with that length of time, out of her crate. So that would be the length of time. If we had to do it, we would do it. We've done it before, 8, 9, 10 hours, but it's very rare for her. And so on Saturday, though, we're going to be probably trying to head up there about we'd probably be leaving about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and we'll probably be home about 10. So she'll maybe only be there for like 6, maybe 7 if we left at 3:30. And we got home maybe about 10 o'clock. So Josh may come with us. She'll maybe be in their crate for 6.5 hours, not like, this length of time. Hi, Paul. Welcome on in. And the reason why I say that she would not do well. Hi, Jackie. Welcome on in. We are heading up to my daughter's house. It's a beautiful morning. The sun is just beautiful. But there's a car there, Mom.
I know, that's why I'm not going up. There's a car behind me.
The reason why I say Mocha could head up there, but I would not do it.
Wait a minute, I'll get it.
I would not do it without Christina home. Partially because it's a new environment. She'd be sniffing like crazy. She would have anxiety. It would take her a while to calm down. Plus, we have the little one we're trying to take care of. It would not be easy. And then if she had to go to the restroom, to go up and down the stairs, in and out of it, it would be difficult. It's not impossible, but it's difficult. If she was a smaller little pocket dog, that would be totally different. And there's truly not a place. There's a couch where my husband can sit, but there's not some place that he would really be comfortable with. Yes, there is. Ohio is a beautiful, beautiful state. So for those reasons, I would say no. We have taken Mocha up to her house, but she's been there, and to try to, watch the little one, and when we had Christina recently at our house with Mocha didn't quite know what to do when he would cry. She was kind of like, what am I to do? She wanted to comfort, and she's very tied into your emotions. Very tied into your emotions. And that's why she's an emotional support animal. Not a service dog. There is a difference, y'all. There is a difference. But she's very tied into your emotions. She didn't quite know how to handle herself when he was doing that. So for those reasons, it would make it difficult. And so I know my daughter would love it, but she's not there for about 5 hours, so she doesn't get to make them decisions for that one.
home with Josh, so she's not
Yeah.
alone now.
No, she's home with
Only
my
if Josh
husband.
goes to bed.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, if it was a dog that just would come in and be quiet, and my son,
It was like our dog Abby.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was the most well-behaved dog we ever
Yeah.
had.
Come in and just be quiet and relax, and it'd be totally different. But that's not this dog. Every time there was a sound or a noise, she'd be barking, and so that would not be a good thing. So anyway, and for those that don't know, when I sat there and said there's a difference between a service dog and emotional support, there is. I remember being at the balloon fair thing that we were at, and there was a vest on a dog that said emotional support / service dog, and I thought, really? You can put both of those things on a vest and get away with it? Because an emotional support dog and a service dog are two very different things. If you have a service dog, you really encompasses that emotional support as well. You don't need both. And as I watch this dog, because I have all right, well, thank you very much. As I was watching this dog, and then people said, well, how do you know? It's because Christina had a black lab service dog, and Jordan, and he was amazing. And so after being around him and seeing his behavior and seeing other service dogs, you can just tell. And I'm like, first of all, this dog should be at his heel, not being pulled and dragged, by, the person should not be, ahead and being dragged by this dog. And so there was just some behaviors that said, you're really a service dog and you have a vest that has both of them on there? No, that doesn't work like that. Sorry, y'all, it doesn't. A service dog you can take any place. It is able to go any place in any area except for an operating room. It can go any place. Emotional support dog like Mocha cannot. They are there for your support at home, basically. They can go where dogs can, pet stores, outside places, parks, all that kind of stuff. But they're really for the home, and they're not really, do not have the ADA coverage that a service dog does. Look at the horses, y'all. I don't know if you can see them, but boy, isn't that just beautiful. There's probably about 5 or 6 in that field. So, and if people don't know it, when you see a service animal, right, you need to pretend as if they do not exist. Now, I know that's really, 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 really hard. I know it's hard, but you have to pretend like they're a piece of medical equipment. They are there working for the person that they are serving, and you, especially for a diabetic, a seizure, autism, all those kind of things, they are looking for clues.
And a seeing eye dog, you don't want to distract them.
They're looking for clues. They're looking for heart issues, cardiac dogs, seizures. They're looking for signs within the body that are changes. And if you do distract the dog, even for 10 seconds or 30 seconds or what have you, they can miss those cues. So when you see a service animal, do yourself a favor and just let them do their work, and and they're working, they have a purpose, and they have a job. I know when people used to get quite upset with Christina, because when we made the policy, when she had Jordan, she said, Mom, she said, if you take him out, which we did at times when she was at school, to go and just train and work, because she was too young to be the handler, so we were the handler when she first got Jordan. And people would get upset when they would come up and say, "Oh, can I pet him?" And I would say, "I'm very sorry. My daughter's not here. This is her dog. We're working with him. We're training him. We're working on some training. You know, just you can't pet him right now." And they would get upset with me because they couldn't pet him. And that's if they asked. There was a lot of people that came by and just thought they had the right to lay the hands on the dog. But, you know, it was just kind of like, what? And then if my daughter was there and she was too overwhelmed and she couldn't handle it, they would go all huff and puffy, like, I'm like, you all didn't raise the 15, and if anybody's standing, you might want to sit when I say this figure, and I'm not misstepping when I say it. $15,000. You didn't raise the $15,000 for this dog. I did. And I am paying its pet insurance and its all the kind of stuff.
Well, and seeing eye dogs cost even more.
Mm-hmm.
They're upwards of $50,000, $60,000.
If we ended up getting, which we would like to.
This was how many years ago?
Yep,
it's probably more now.
We'd eventually like to get a diabetic service dog for Josh. And those cost about $25,000 if you go privately. And the only reason
training that costs.
Yes. The only reason we would go privately is because we would have to have somebody that's knowledgeable enough to be able to come in and work with Mocha so that we could have both of them cohabit together nicely. Thank you, Glorious. I appreciate it. Because otherwise it would not be a good thing. So, because if we got rid of Mocha, we tried to rehome Mocha. She was originally supposed to go to Christina, but it's not going to happen. If we rehomed her, I think she would just be a revolving door, because nobody would understand her. So, y'all, if you do come across anybody that has a service dog, let them work. They are working. I do plan, and I intend to very much so, as this little one grows, and talk to them about, well, if you see a dog, this is what you do, and hopefully I'll have the opportunity when I'm out and about with this little one, that there will be a dog that I can say, you see this dog, they're a very special dog. And whenever I would see that, whenever somebody would have a little one, a niece, a nephew, a granddaughter, grandchild, or what have you, a little one with them, and they would just take the moment to say, now this dog we don't pet, and explain. I'd say to the person, thank you so much for doing that, because it really made me feel really good that they were taking the time to explain to these little people, right? These little ones, that didn't know. They just saw a doggy. They didn't realize that these were special dogs, that we can't pet them, and that they're working dogs, and so forth. And it's important to be able to explain that to them, because they just don't know. They just see it's just a doggy. And
any dog you really should ask if you can pet. I mean, I've had to tell people they can't pet Mocha because she doesn't handle strangers very well. I try not to use the word stranger because the person isn't strange, but I just say she doesn't do well with people she doesn't know.
I remember this mother, she was on her phone. She had 2 or 3 kids with her, and one was on the ground.